Hello?
Good morning, Felix.
Yep.
It's Jason Curtis speaking from Cape Town, South Africa. How are you?
I'm very good, and yourself?
Fine, thanks. Are you all okay to chat for a couple of minutes?
Yeah, I'm not quite awake, but I'm okay.
I'll be gentle then, shall I?
Okay, yeah.
Congratulations on Kish Kash.
Thank you very much.
You've heard that more than once, I'm sure, hey?
Yeah, the response seems to be very good, so we thought this time we were probably due for a kicking from the critics.
Well, that was supposed to happen on the second record, surely.
I know, well, it didn't on the second, so we thought...
Yeah, what do they say, what goes around, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So, it's great. I mean, the response has been really cool, and we'll see what happens with the record, I suppose, and in a few months' time we'll know what the general perception is from the public.
Yes. No.
It's only been out like a month now.
True. And in that time, as I say, I think I think certainly from a South African context as well, I think people have been pleasantly surprised with its content. I mean, I think it's also early days here, but I hate to use the word, but I figure we're all getting older, so I think we're getting wiser. So in some respects, not a very sophisticated record, because I think each record has been sophisticated in its own right. But
it's more sophisticated, I think, than the previous one.
Yeah.
So there's a bit more depth to it, and it's not as easy just to kind of jump up and down and go insane to.
Yeah. And I mean, was that done just because of where you guys were at, or did you sort of make it like a conscious?
I think so. I think we just we didn't want to repeat what we'd done before. We felt it was time to move forward, and we weren't sure in which direction, because there wasn't really much out there that was really inspiring us. So we thought, well, we've got to do something new. We've got to do a new chapter for ourselves as much as anything. And so we just shut the studio door and we got on with it. And we didn't really know where we were going. We just recorded about 30 tracks.
Yeah.
And then as a start, and then worked out what was any good, and then had to finish them all off. So.
Are you surprised at how well it came? How well it did marry together in the end, considering you didn't really have a good idea of what you were going to start off with? Yeah,
I guess so. I don't know that. I mean, I suppose the whole thing, in a way, we tried to push to not overthink any of it. But it's actually quite a thoughtful record as well. It's strange. So we kind of, I don't know, the process is very strange. Each time we do an album, we found it difficult.
Yes.
Because, more than anything, trying to express ourselves and keep it free expression.
Yes.
But not, you don't want to monitor yourselves too much, but also you want to kind of do something that's going to actually fit in the world out there a bit.
Because, I mean, that's the fun part of being unknown, isn't it? Because you can pretty much do anything now. You've got everyone looking at you.
Well, I think that's what we did this time. We just did anything at all. And then after, 6 months, we said, okay, we are known. What's any use?
Yeah, true. And also, as I say...
What are they more likely to get?
And I think it has to be honest, in the sense that if it makes sense to you first, then... Well, I think it has to, because otherwise, people. I think your fans become more and more become smarter to what you do. Album on album. So you can't really sort of bullshit them by just putting a record out just for the sake of.
No, definitely. So, and we've just done a 2-week tour actually in the UK, which went really well. So I'm really pleased with that. It seems like we've kind of we've progressed with the live thing as well. So it's kind of. It's probably we're just one step nearer being a band.
Yes.
One step further away from being a show.
Yes.
I think before it was a very good show. It was very entertaining, but it was in a way it was like a club culture dance show.
Yes. Yeah. Which thankfully you've grown through it and out of it, I suppose. That you haven't been bedded in that, because I think if people were using that as a reference point, you would be out of business today just because of.
Yeah, just the way things are. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's I mean, there's still a large element of dancing.
Sure.
But it's not related directly to that culture.
No.
I mean, we always felt it a bit annoying that we were always thrown in with the kind of all the ecstasy DJs.
Yes.
And everything, and it's like, well, we were never that anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, we understood all that, and we've been to raves, but it's kind of, we were always about trying to do some music.
Yes.
I found it a bit annoying that we were always lumped in with dance music that wasn't saying anything at all, and was just meaningless, sort of like, you know, it was a hit, it was a high for a minute.
Yes.
You know, and you had to be on drugs. Well, and it was no good.
Yeah, no, that's true, and I mean, to get past that, and also to be taken seriously by sort of the mainstream as well, which, you know, I mean, the mainstream saying that, you know, I mean, that's a big question mark over that, but yeah, to be accepted in both cultures and have it work, I think is even a bigger kudos to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you haven't alienated anyone, which is always nice, I don't think.
No, I mean, I think there's a few sort of DJ heads who feel like we should have done more banging club tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, but we're not worried about that.
No.
I mean, we decided when we were doing this album that if we wanted club mixes, we could do them.
You could do them afterwards, sure.
Yeah, exactly. You could always do versions that have got a big banging kick and hardly anything in them.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yes, true. Keep them happy, and then you haven't sort of sold your soul to do it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
True. Now, as I say, I mean, I always find it interesting when, you know, when bands actually get together and collaborate with various people. I always see it as sort of being like an interview for, you know, someone you're going to share your flat with, you know, and you sort of sit them down and say, okay, what are you going to do to my record? How did it work for you with regards to this record and getting the people in that you did?
Well, there was Michelle Ndegeocello. She was in London. Well, actually, the first guest was probably Lisa from the Bell Rays.
Yes.
We were looking to work with a singer, someone different, and we thought a female rock singer. We thought that'd be really interesting. So we kind of listened through her CDs of like bands that are around, and then we found one. Someone gave us one of the Bell Rays.
Yes.
We thought her voice sounded amazing. It really cut through, and we liked the feel of the music. We felt it kind of, we could relate to it.
Yes.
So we just got in touch, and she was up for sort of coming along. So we got her over to England. We flew her over for 2 days.
Nice.
And it was originally to do the track "Plug It In," and so we did a version of that. Which ended up sounding like a kind of diva dance record.
Okay. Anastasia all over again.
Which we really didn't want to do. And so we tried a couple of other things, and then on the second day it was just like, oh god, you know, we haven't got something for the album.
Yeah,
and this is a bit annoying.
Sure.
So we thought, okay, let's just write something. So Simon did just played a riff, round and round, and we were saying, you know, okay, here's a riff then, can you get into this? She's like, yeah, that's cool. And then she said, I need it faster, so just got it, the tempo she was happy with, and then I just wrote a load of words and just kind of sang them to her line by line, and then she sang it back, and then suddenly we had a song.
Amazing, eh? That's normally the best way, isn't it?
Yeah, often, when you panic.
Precious. Yeah, you're going, God, we've just paid for a flight, what are we going to do? Yeah,
exactly, you've got to have a reason to do something, so, and that was one. And then Michelle Ndegeocello, she was in London, she was doing some live shows, and I've been a fan of hers for some time.
Yes.
And I said to Simon, you know, why don't we just try and get her in, and thankfully she was up for it, so, ended up on 2 tracks.
Stunning,
and with Feels Like Home, she was very keen to work on that, and said, could I play some bass on it? And we were like, yeah, cool. That's great.
Yeah, because I mean that must be for you as well. I mean, you know, I mean you're a fan of, you know, of musicians and bands as well. So to have these people, you know, to work with them and see their process, that must be fun as well.
Well, definitely. I mean, with her, I'd seen her on a stage before and watched a performance and respected what she did.
Sure.
So it was incredible to be saying, you know, that's good, that's not good, and kind of. I don't know, but just allowing her to do her thing and be there while she does it as well.
Yes,
you know, so it's just, very cool.
Yeah. And then obviously Dizzee, I mean the relationship was there.
Well, we'd heard his stuff anyway. There was on the underground.
Yes.
And he just seemed to stand out from the pack of MCs and garage producers in the UK. So we just got in touch. At that stage, he was just thinking of signing to XL.
Yes.
And so he was doing MCing and PAs at raves.
That's right. I spoke to him last week, actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it really. And so, but we got him in. We thought his voice sounded really interesting. And he had attitude. He had something to say. And he had intelligence.
Yes. Yeah.
So I mean, which is more than anything, a lot of the garage MC stuff is just kind of, you know, they're all just repeating stereotypes and cliches, and it's a bit boring. But he was actually talking about his life and his real experience, and you know, he didn't seem to be trying to be someone else. Yeah, yeah. Which was great. So we got him in the studio. We played him a few grooves, and then one of them he liked the sound of, and then we talked about a basic song idea and what the kind of focus of the track would be about. Yes. And and he wrote some stuff, and we just doctored it.
And there you have a track. And then the Susie Sue inclusion, I mean, that must have been fun. I mean, as I say, I've been a fan for years.
She's actually the only person we didn't meet, so we're still to meet her.
Okay.
And so I mean, we did a basic track, and it was, well, originally it was called So You Want to Be a Hero. It was, you know, all the George Bush Iraqi situation, that was all kicking off.
Yes.
And then well, we had a basic song, and then we just thought to get a punky sort of female vocal would be really good. Someone like Susie Sue, and we were just trying to think of who we knew in the local area who could do that or who could get in, and we just couldn't think of anyone. And Simon said, "Well, you know, we're Basement Jaxx. We should just do Susie Sue. It'd be a lot easier."
Yeah, true.
So we just sent the track, and with this very rough basic song over the top, and then she was up for it, and then she sang all over the track. So there were like loads of vocals. She just sang over the top of the whole thing.
Okay.
And then just sent it back as a demo.
Yeah.
And that was plenty.
Yeah, you said fine.
She took some of the words and some of the melody, and then just. And it seemed to be like a really easy collaboration. I don't know. It seemed like we were all on the same wavelength, but we didn't even meet yet. So
amazing,
which was really cool.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, well, we heard that she was into our stuff before, which we never have guessed.
Yeah.
So, which was a surprise because we weren't really aware what she was doing nowadays.
Yeah.
And, we just thought, she was someone from time who had charisma.
Yes.
Yeah, and was I suppose a British icon in a way.
Yes, true, definitely. I mean, and did you have anyone that you that came to you rather than you to them?
Well, JC from NSYNC. That wasn't planned at all. But he was in London, and we got a phone call and said JC from NSYNC's here. He's interested in you producing something for his next album. Can he come and see you? Said, yeah, sure. We're in the studio. So he came down, had a cup of tea, a little chat, and at the time we were working on Plug It In. We said, could you just try it? Because we were trying to work out what kind of voice to have. And he tried it, and he sounded great. And then, I mean, it was quite funny because the whole song, the last version we had, which is the one that he did, is all about the notion of masquerade and celebrity.
Yes, exactly his line.
And then he's straight bang from the middle of that whole world. But he really kind of understood what we were trying to say, and I don't know, he seemed really cool. He was really humble, and you know, I think he ate his humble pie a bit for being in a boy band. Boy band.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, that's all right then. You know,
come hang with us. We'll give you credit.
yeah, exactly.
But as you say, I mean, this. I mean, when you listen back to this album, I mean, if you do that, I mean, is it something that sort of it must be an exciting time, because the possibility that this record shouts certainly shouts longevity, because I mean, there's so much. Yeah, each song has got it has its own little path really that it could go down, and you could do an entire album's worth of, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Without it sounding anything different to it being a Basement Jaxx record.
Sorry, what do you mean by that?
No, I'm saying that there's so much personality in each of the tracks that they're almost they stand alone as much as they work as a collective record. But there's I can certainly hear a lot of possibility even within each of those tracks where the next record could even go. It's almost like saying you've got free reign. You could pretty much choose where you go from here. From the 14 tracks.
Yeah, we definitely feel a bit relieved by that. Because when we first finished the record, we hadn't let many people hear anything at all. So it was kind of, we were a bit in the dark as to what we'd done, and we'd kind of purposely probably ignored people around us for a while, just to actually do our own thing properly, and kind of forget about people worrying in the fashion and the clubs and saying, oh well, this is in and that's out, and it's like, well, who cares? We're doing some music.
Exactly, and you're having fun.
Yeah, exactly. So no, I think at the moment it's still hard to kind of listen to bits of the album because it gets so everything's so associated with everything else. Yeah. Because like Good Luck now we just had a video made, which we're really pleased with. But suddenly that kind of takes on a new life, and then there's the live life of it.
Yeah.
And then if something comes out of a single.
Yeah.
It's actually, I think, when I can really get into a track is when it's been a hit.
Yes.
And then disappeared. and you still kind of hear it on the radio. And that's when I really go, that's when I listen to it in a way for the first time.
Right.
With kind of in a relaxed way. I don't need to worry about anything.
True, because it's done. Yeah. It's found a home.
It's out there, and it's on the radio, and it's done what it's going to do.
Yes.
And now it's just there for people,
Yeah, it's like the pressure's off. Yeah.
And that's great, because I can just listen to it and say I'm not going to change anything. And it's a long way away from that.
Because it certainly sounds like you give yourselves quite a hard time in obviously having each song and each record be the best that it possibly can in your mind. Because it sounds like you've set yourself goals, I suppose.
Well, it's just wanting to create something that's valid and worthwhile, I suppose. And we take it seriously, and it's we do put our heart and soul into it. So I suppose as a result, it's kind of particularly on this record, I feel like, I think I've definitely given more on this record, I think. And so which is more of a risk. It's less to do with what's around.
Yes.
Or an expression, which is in a way us growing up musically a bit. Saying, well, we're going to do it, screw you, that's it.
And I think as well, you've probably had less places that you would want to look for any kind of reference or any kind of indicator where you wanted it to go, just because I think for the most,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But a good time to be one part of two. So certainly when it comes to Basement Jaxx.
Yeah, definitely.
You've worked hard and it's going from strength to strength. I think that certainly shows in the tracks. But as I say, congratulations again, and
thank you.
And are you doing anything exciting for Christmas, or are you just going to?
I'm just going to go and see my folks.
Lovely. Yes.
Just spend some time at home, have a bit of quiet time. And New Year, I'm not sure. I'm trying to. I was hoping to go to South Africa actually.
Okay.
There's a DJ on the 3rd.
Yeah.
In Cape Town, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it.
Oh dear. That's a shame. Oh well.
I've got a video to do about a week later or something, and then I've got to be in LA. It just seems too rushed.
Yeah.
But I really want to go there because
it's a great spot. I'm sitting in it at the moment, so I can just say we have. It's terrible. No, we have 30-degree temperatures and loads of sunshine. It's terrible. but
it's nice and cold here.
Yes. Well, you enjoy that now.
I will do.
But Felix, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it.
Okay, no worries.
And then have a good Christmas, and hopefully we do get you down. If not in January, maybe in Feb or sometime before the summer's out.
I'll definitely come down at some stage. So.
Superb. I look forward to it. Well, thank you again.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.